There are those in this council that would have you believe that he can be fixed, that he can be saved, that there is something in him worth saving. I argue that this is not the case. Obviously, Mr. McTavish, driven to guilt by murdering his own lover, not once but twice, has fabricated this second identity, fabricated this entire second personality.
He believes that he's actually possessed by his brother. And it's his brother who is the one who is doing these terrible things. However, I don't believe that is not actually Professor McTavish. I have intimate knowledge of the Malkavian connection, where I can see that they are two different personalities.
The event you're talking about, right, is when his alternate personality held out a holy book, and yeah, we were all burned by it. It was terrible.
Do you mean to tell me that this kindred was able to wield true faith?
I was there. Yeah, it was nasty, but it was only the evil brother that was able to do it. McTavish couldn't do it.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Court of Cups. I am joined by our wonderful coterie today to bring you our very unique chronicle from Ballard, located in Seattle. Before we begin, let's introduce our players as well as who they're playing today. Holly, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Holly. I play Elizabeth Wonder, a Toreador wine mom who hates Starbucks.
Fantastic. Lidija.
I play Dr. Charlotte Lamb, Malkavian organ enthusiast. Psychiatrist. All right, I'm good.
I loved it. Tabitha.
Hi, I'm Tabitha, and I play Ulrika Draeger, who is a Bruja, who's a hacker, and she's charismatic. That's her talents. And goth.
And Patrick?
I got a little poem from a user today, which is...
I would also like to announce this is my last episode of Storyteller. A wonderful journey. But please continue.
Oh my God.
They Schickler wrote this week's one, which is I play Dogfood, a lean gangrel nightbreed unseen between light beams.
Ooh.
Dang, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you say it's not good, you're directly insulting our core audience.
No, it was good, probably because you didn't, come up with something.
There's actually Jeff Raven has actually done poems for everyone, so I'll send those to you.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty dope.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm just confused because obfuscate isn't in your abilities. So canonically, Dogfood is seen between light beams.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
But I do have
written that poem.
Uh-oh.
If you can sit here and critique my storytelling and my concept of the rules all day, I think fair play is fair. And obfuscate is not our gangrel's sort of
3
forte.
dots in stealth.
So, I mean, but that's not unseen. We have members of the coterie that have unseen passage. Cough, cough.
Yeah, that's true.
Dr. Charlotte Lamb. They are unseen between light beams.
All right, let me do
Dogfood is there,
Lydia's.
just crouched.
Okay.
It's not unseen. It's unnoticed.
Dogfood just crouched or hid in a bush.
Yeah.
That guy just well, actually.
So we have Charlotte
Wrong.
Lamb, a lean Malkavian nightbreed unseen between light beams. And we'll just cut that in.
Yeah, because that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Between light beams, Charlotte.
We'll cut that in. We'll auto-tune it so it sounds like Lydia's saying it.
I mean, if we get real theoretical, Charlotte Lamb could be unseen in light beams.
Yeah.
Turn that off.
So,
I'm sorry, my pancreas just yelled in everyone's ear. I apologize.
Okay.
It's okay. My pancreas is the same.
I prefer it.
You prefer a screaming pancreas?
Yeah.
The screaming pancreas is one of my favorite dive bars.
I am very partial to that. Definitely. That's.
I think I'm gonna have a bar now that's called the
Screaming pancreas.
Actually, it'd be more funny to make it a dessert shop.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and maybe you sell pancakes.
Pancakes
works.
and
Yeah.
other desserts. Yes.
Anything
And then
that'll
if
have you
someone was
losing a foot.
offended, yeah, if someone was offended, I'd say, I'm diabetic. I own this. Now
Yeah.
what?
They still get sad. They can't have the.
Well,
treat.
I mean, we can have it. We just have to have a little bit of it. It's fine.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Shoot up more insulin. It's good. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Everyone out there, just
Don't do
negate
that.
everything I said. Just it was for
Yo,
a bit.
our
It was a bit.
collective energy is so weird today. I apologize to
Well,
the audience in advance.
it's I don't know. It's weird. Things feel weird. I feel like we're going into another lockdown, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's a bummer, man.
It's a
Yeah.
little
Bummer.
bummer. Makes us
It's like
feel a little
things were
silly.
good. Like we were good. We were dancing in the streets, and now we're like back to bummer. And I'm like, no, I want to go back to dancing in the streets, but now we're gonna kill everyone if we do it.
It's no good.
So it's weird. We're in
And-
no man's land of in between bummer and not bummer.
And I should say, like, the reason everyone seems to be mad at me, aside from the usual, is that I bought a clapper board.
The clapper board was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Tom
I
told me, like,
apologize for mocking the poetry. It's just it was preceded by
by my clapper board.
a clacker board.
Our editor told
Oh,
me, can you do a
didn't
clap?
I didn't even say the right word for it, so that's where I am on that. Clap.
The editor told me,
clacker.
can you do a clap? And I was like, I can do better than that.
Oh,
I can do a clapper board. And so I
Well-
bought one. I didn't even expense it. That's mine. I can keep that when I get fired for this clapper board.
well, I had to tell everyone as we all trickled into the call that I have a sick chicken up here and have to take a call from my chicken vet. So that's where we're at right now.
We're all pro strats today.
Yeah.
It's
But look at Tabby's kitty. Look at Furiosa right there. Yo, perfect little loaf.
Oh, she was offended. I touched her. She was like,
No.
"Excuse me,
Yeah,
ma'am,
ma'am.
I
food
did
lady,
not
do
pet
not
it."
touch me right now."
Mm-hmm. Okay. So where were we when we last left our coterie?
There was a
Quite a few things
recess.
happened. Yeah. You went to court against, I believe, a Ventru named Vanessa. I think that was her name.
Yeah.
To try to basically present a case on behalf of the professor, which is a sort of case that's becoming very close, I believe, in Charlotte's heart. So she is fighting to essentially, I guess I don't want to say exonerate, but fighting for the professor to not be destroyed, which is a interesting sort of predicament our coterie was a little bit divided on, I should say. Not everyone was as tied to McTavish's fate as Charlotte was, but they managed to band together to support her, like good friends should do. So we do social combat is like 3 and out. And so one round was won by Dr. Charlotte, one round was run by Vanessa. Then they took a quick recess. So this is a time, you can definitely take to re-strategize with your coterie. Also we were able to successfully extract yourself. I think that happened last episode from the garage.
Yes.
yes.
Yes, yeah.
And just to remind the audience, Ulrika, like how damaged are you? Are you still pretty?
Oh crap. I don't have my notes, but
I have
was.
it.
You have it?
open
Yeah, you
here
were
somewhere.
bad.
Yeah,
It
I
was
cleaned
not-
my office
it was
and
not
I
great.
can't find anywhere where I put stuff. So
I'm gonna be cleaning tonight. It's Diwali, so
Mm,
it's like
yeah.
our second thing, deep cleaning.
So you have 1 aggravated damage, Ulrika, and 2
Okay.
superficial damage.
A lot better shape than you were in.
yes.
Unfortunately, I remember healing all that damage made you very hungry.
Mhm.
And you all ended up going to a Halloween party.
Mhm.
Everyone found out that I was a murderer. Good,
Yeah, well, you were good at hiding.
good at cleaning up
Murder.
after murders. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just
Mhm.
efficiency.
Awesome.
It's just efficiency.
Yeah. It was a whole thing.
It's fine. Didn't get caught. Everything's fine.
I gotta say, if I went to a Halloween party and they had a bounce house, even if there was a murder and the bounce house exploded, as happened at this one, I would still go back to the Halloween party next year because they had a bounce house.
It's true.
Like, there's a lot of pluses there. They'll probably get another one, and maybe this time there won't be a murder.
The bounce house was next door.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was like
It was like the way I had envisioned it was a much more wholesome Halloween party happened during the day,
Mhm.
and the rental was still there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it was a secluded area.
That's too bad.
Yeah,
They're not going to get that security deposit back
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
too bad.
on
and
that bounce house rental.
You'd ask me if there was like a gazebo, and I was like, "Well, there's a bounce house." It's
That's
like
that's too bad.
yeah. So there was some
Noted.
bouncy feeding
Bounce
bad.
feeding.
It's too bad.
happening.
It's like shaking a can of pop.
Hmm. And I believe what ended up happening was Elizabeth doused the corpse in Everclear.
Yeah,
jungle
something.
juice.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, something high proof,
Yeah.
and then threw a cigarette
Mm-hmm.
on
To
it.
make because they passed out in the bounce house while smoking, which caused the fire, clearly.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. That's
but
mhm.
Had nothing
therefore,
to do with someone ripping
Yeah.
them apart or anything.
therefore everything all of the flesh burns away and they can't see that a vampire killed them.
Yeah, because I think it was a messy crit from
Lydia?
Charlotte.
yeah,
Charlotte,
from
I mean.
Charlotte
Yeah. It was rough.
versus a messy crit from Ulrika. I think Ulrika's feeding actually went pretty smoothly
Yeah.
because
Pretty well.
you ended up seducing someone at the party, and I think
Yeah, we went for a walk.
Yeah,
Yeah, despite
Dog
my best
food.
efforts.
Yeah. We went for a walk and you were trying to make him aggravated or something. Like he was annoying
No,
you. And I was just like, let's just go along
I was
with
trying
it.
to do a good job. I was trying my very hardest, as I always do.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
don't have a lot of dots in charisma.
No, that's fine. You did fine.
charisma is a dump stat.
Yeah.
So
It gets you dumped.
Mhm.
Court has been temporarily what is the word, adjourned, I believe.
Yeah, like on recess.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, dismissed for a recess, and you can like exit the room and kind of have a little meeting.
And this was after we proved that Dr. Biftavish couldn't hold, like, because I had the argument, Dr. Charlotte had the argument of true faith, where he was actually, he couldn't touch something, couldn't touch.
That's
the-
right.
Bible or whatever he was holding towards us. Yeah.
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 Gotta think of another argument now.
He's
They-
looking, come on, look at him. Come on.
Think that only
Come
works with
Are you saying
dogs?
that in a good way or a bad way? Like,
Come
look at
on.
him.
It's
Or, like-
ambiguous. It's up to
Okay.
the to the audience. You could say like he couldn't even beat me up, so he can't be that much of a threat. I mean, is that not correct? I stand before you unbeaten up. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Dogfood is putting this to Charlotte Lamb during the recess. Oh yeah, you can take me, so you probably can't take Nell.
Is
If
there
if he goes weird again, just
is everyone on the recess? Can I
Mhm.
try and listen in on other people's conversations just by using heightened senses?
Yeah. So you activate your heightened senses.
Yeah.
I don't believe that requires a roll. I think it's kind of always on.
I'm sorry, I have shared the senses. I don't know what that is. And sense the unseen.
Let's see. Share the senses. By reaching out with your mind, you can tap into the senses of another mortal or vampire, seeing, hearing, and feeling what they do. Yeah. So
Okay, that's even more
fancy.
useful.
Yeah. So who do you target? Like your eye kind of falls over. There's a couple of people kind of sitting and like watching the goings on. There wasn't a lot.
Yeah, and they won't. This isn't a check. Like they won't notice. It just kind of happens.
There will be a check. So what you'll do is you'll do a rouse check, and
Okay.
then you'll have to roll your resolve and aspects and beat a difficulty of 3.
Okay.
And if you can do that, you'll tap into the senses of one vampire, and you'll be able to hear and see like everything kind of around.
Okay.
them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try and do the lawyer who's been
Yeah.
just to see how they're feeling. I want to see
Okay.
how they're feeling about it. Like, do they feel like, oh shit, I don't have anything, or like they're pretty confident and like maybe I could feel like or something. Maybe I could tap into something that they have
Yeah.
a weakness. Okay, so rouse check. I get hungry.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do my resolve. Oop. And my aspects. Ooh, wow. Okay, that's 3 successes.
Okay, perfect. So that you meet the difficulty check. So as you attempt to sort of like tap into Vanessa's brain, you're filled with this like you get to kind of feel what she's feeling, and you don't feel fear or intimidation. You feel confident.
Okay.
You feel like a cold, hard precision. And you kind of like hear the voice come out almost as if it's coming out of your own mouth, since you're like kind of looking through her eyes. And you hear her voice say like, okay, so we have a witness. Mm-hmm. And he's in the other room. And you hear like, her assistant say, yes. And do you think, and then she's like, you think he'll do well on the stand? And you hear the voice say, oh yes, he's got away with people.
Mm.
And they're kind of discussing like, has he been briefed? Yes. So he knows the questions we're going to ask him. Yes. And then you see her like hand him a file and be like, these are the minutes from the case so far. Go over them and, learn something. Kind of like snaps at him.
Okay. Interesting.
Then you see her like kind of sit down and
can I sense how she feels about this witness? Like, does she feel that's true, or does she feel that this person might have some problems?
Yeah. Let's see. So from like the sort of gut feeling you get, I guess like what's going to be like on the surface of her mind is less how she feels about the victim and more winning. Like that's
okay.
That's the kind of vibe you get. Is like
Okay.
it's almost like
It doesn't matter, yeah.
like someone going out on stage to perform at like a talent show. Like she
Okay.
wants to win and she's thinking about how to win.
All right. Okay, well, I'll come back to the group and just say, I checked in on the lawyer and she seems very confident, but there is a witness coming and I'm not sure who it is. But they have a witness.
What kind of witness could this be?
I'm not sure. All I can do is sense how she feels about it, but she only cares about winning. That's
Maybe
all
a
I got.
student of his?
Could be a student. They seemed very confident that they weren't going to be shaken. So we might need to, if it's someone we know, we might need to use our best or anything that we have. Do we have any smoking gun?
Well, right now I was thinking of using the argument, aren't we all a little crazy? But
don't we all have this beast inside of us?
I see. That
Define
might be
crazy.
Yeah, saying the beast inside of us might actually work because we all have the possibility of doing something horrendous. It's just how we manifest it, if that makes sense. And if anything, he's fighting harder than the rest of us are against it. He's put it into its own little box, if that makes sense. Some little beast box.
Charlotte is furiously writing this down.
Okay. Because I feel like maybe if this lawyer is so intent on winning, yeah, it might be better to appeal to her sense of winning by saying that he's actually winning against the beast in his own way.
We should
He
make
is
them the
being
bad guy.
Exactly, that he's being successful, and which one of us has not accidentally mauled someone in a bar? You can't say you haven't.
I do not know what you're talking about on that front.
Just saying.
Also, a slight clarification. Although she's acting in the capacity of a lawyer, just for technicality's sake, she's not a lawyer so much as like someone the Ivory Tower chose to represent their interests.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah,
So-
since this is a Camarilla city, so
Right.
yeah,
She's as much
for
of a
all
lawyer.
intents and purposes, we can definitely refer to her as a lawyer, just like
She's
but
a representative.
it's not.
sort of,
it's not like they
An
have like an
advocate.
actual
Yeah.
lawyer.
No.
She's as much of a lawyer as Charlotte is.
Yeah. We're all a little lawyer.
Yeah. You should turn it back around on them. Like how dare you prosecute this poor man or whatever.
How dare
Or at
you?
least someone who is just as flawed as the rest of
Right.
us.
Those
Awesome.
who
I can appear and just like be flawed, if that helps.
what's that line? Cast the first stone or whatever. If you haven't, those who haven't
Don't
sinned, cast the
cast-
first stone or something.
Yeah, if you're in a glass house, don't cast the first stone because people are going to throw a stone back. Going to fuck up your nice house. I don't know what you're thinking. Where are you throwing it from anyway? Like out the window of your glass house, or do you have like a battlement? If so, you're not going to survive the revolution.
Is that the whole phrase?
That's the. I mean,
Like the condensed version?
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
People in glass houses shouldn't have
Throw
glass
stones.
houses.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's
No,
cast.
no, that's it. That's the
Cast
it's the one you said.
How dare you prosecute someone who
Is fighting harder than the rest of us against this beast. I don't know.
is fighting the same fight we all are.
Yeah.
Mhm. Just for clarification, I do believe Nell came with you to support you. Am I right in that? Does anyone remember?
Well, she's there, but I think the lawyer was talking to her like she thinks Nell is,
Well, Nell
their
is
side
a representative of
right.
the. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we had a nice chat with Mel on the way over where we
Mhm.
agreed to give her a birthday party.
Yes.
Oh, that's what's happening today, isn't it? Oh gosh. I
Oh
can't
God,
believe-
is it?
You guys have a party to plan. Yeah. Because I believe she said it was like she had never had a birthday. or
Yeah.
she forgot how old she was. And
Yes.
you all were like, when we're done here, we should throw you a birthday party.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
Yeah.
Let me make a note.
God.
Move some things around because that's fun.
Oh, how hungry am I, Patrick?
You have one hunger.
Yeah, you're fine.
Can I do some healing attempt?
Yes.
I guess
And
I'll try to
actually,
heal.
as you're all kind of like strategizing, Nell does come over. She kind of feels like y'all are friends now because you said you were in the car ride. Now that I remember that conversation, she asks how you're feeling, Charlotte. She's like, too
Slurpee. I'm too
Oh,
hungry.
okay.
Too more hungry.
You're trying to heal.
Aggravated. Sorry, I was trying to do it without interrupting. Damn, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. So you heal the one aggravated, and then you get two hungrier. She comes over to Dr. Lamb and she says, "How you feeling?"
I've felt better, but also worse.
Vanessa's a little tough.
Yeah. She seems like she's in it to win it.
Her type usually are like that. You did good out there for a while. Well, full disclosure, you kind of bombed, but then you picked it up, and that was very inspiring to see.
I appreciate your honesty.
You think you can? She seems confident. I just chatted with her, and she thinks she's got this. What have you got? Something big, I hope.
Actually, yes, it is really big. It's about how the beast is in all of us, and it's always inside us, and how we fight. It is about how we fight, and Dr. McTavish is someone who's currently winning that fight, and we should not make an example of someone who's trying to not let the beast take over.
It's not bad.
All right.
It'll be tough to win but it's not bad. Let me see how. Okay, so she actually has pretty good understanding of how things work, and she's quite fond of you. So these are D&D dice. I was like, why don't these dice make any sense to me? Let me just give me just a moment here while I grab some vampire dice. There they are. Let me see. So for this, I think I'm going to use politics, which is something she actually knows quite a bit about, and her wits. This is a pretty high roll for her. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes. She kind of like stands there and she thinks for a moment. And she's like, Dr. Lamb, are you aware of the traditions?
I do not believe so.
The traditions are kind of the common rules we all agree to abide by if we want to stay in the good favors of the Camarilla. It's what we consider to be the rules by which good kindred society should run. The first tradition is the masquerade, which is that we do everything in our power to not betray the existence of vampires to the rest of the world. You will never act in a fashion that lets others know that you are not human. The second tradition is the domain. Basically means, you're a king in your own castle. People come to your cafe. They're required to show you your due respect. The reverse is also required, including being here. When you are in another kindred's domain, you are required to give them their respect. The third tradition is the progeny. Basically means you can't make another kindred or embrace someone without permission. It happens, but it's really frowned upon. Sometimes it can get the person you embraced killed. If you embrace somebody that you're not supposed to. The fourth is the accounting. That basically means, and this is the one I kind of thought you might be able to lean upon, is that when you create a kindred, your progeny, for lack of a better word, kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. You are responsible for them. You could make that argument for McTavish. You could say that his sins aren't his own, and that it's the responsibility of whoever sired him or whoever has taken responsibility for him within the Camarilla to be accountable for his actions. Now, I might take some digging around to figure out who that is or who here vouched for him. But it's an argument you could try to make. It's a little old school. I don't know how flashy it'll be in court, but sometimes old is gold, Sometimes I feel like you can't go wrong with the classics, even if sometimes people think they're a little outdated and loony. And then, of course, you have the hospitality and the destruction, but
I really appreciate your counsel on this.
Of course, I don't usually get involved with this, but as a hound, I have to at least know them. You should really know them too. If you ever want me to go over them with you again, just
That's really quite generous of you. Maybe we can go over it again at your birthday party.
Oh, are we still doing that?
Yeah. How do you think we're going to celebrate this?
I'm pretty excited. It's pretty exciting for me. I haven't had a birthday in a long time. Kind of forgot how old I was.
Dogfood is going to make you a hat.
A hat.
Look over Dogfood, just give him the thumbs up to the hat idea.
Like one of those shiny top hats with the big glasses that you or that wait, and that's New Year's. I like
can be
those.
that.
I
Oh, the
like
pointy ones, the pointy.
It's your party.
pointy. Oh, like for the Gandalf.
Yeah, yes, like that.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want it to be. It's your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it is my birthday. She gets kind of awkward. Yeah. I'm gonna go.
You could even wear your birthday suit if you want.
People have special suits for their birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, your birthday suit.
So rude.
I've heard that expression.
Like
I don't know what it means, but I've heard it.
Don't say that.
That's not.
Even I
It's
know what
fine.
that is.
It's fine.
You know it's bad when I know what it is.
It was a joke, actually. It wasn't.
Oh.
It was. Never mind.
They mean for your birthday suit is how you are born, so you come in naked.
Naked, covered in blood and screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to show up to a party.
No,
I
absolutely
agree.
not. Or to leave one, for that matter.
That's happened.
I think we've
Yeah.
all had some of those nights.
Oh, yeah.
One night in Vegas. It's just whatever happens there does not stay there when you're a kindred. But
Mm-mm.
you could pretend. It's nice to pretend to be mortal once in a while. I think they're coming back together. And called for a 5 minute, so I'll let you get your game face on.
We believe in you, Charlotte. Everyone clap for Charlotte.
Oh, that's not game face. That's like very scared face.
Get in there
Good
and
luck.
kick ass.
Good luck, Charlotte. Kill them figuratively.
This is gonna go wonderfully.
Yes. We have all of our confidence in you.
Professor McTavish will be so pleased with this outcome. I'm sure of it.
What happens if they decide to, behead him? They might make me do it.
I'll kill everyone in the room.
Oh,
No, we can't do that.
It's something you could attempt for sure.
that
but-
escalated quickly.
We'll go home and have a birthday party and forget it ever happened.
Yeah, I'll get
We'll
over it.
go
pretty
home knowing
quickly,
we
to be
tried our
honest.
best. We tried our best.
Yeah, I might
that's
ask if
that's
they
a
let me do
healthy
it.
outlook, Ulrika. You should probably talk to the doc here.
Hey,
I'll
yeah.
sit on it for years and let it grow and fester. That seems like
Do you
a
even
healthy-
read your psychology books? Or they
Look, not
just
every
sit there?
not every psychiatrist graduated with an A.
That's fair.
Or maybe it was different when Charlotte went to school.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh no, she's saying this like kidding.
Mm.
It's like haha, but really.
Like, yeah, no, I would never.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, let's just hope that doesn't happen.
So you all kind of like rifle back in, unless there's anything else you want to do. You have 5 minutes.
I healed. I did get hungry, but it's fine.
So we're sitting here chatting about this, and while we're doing that, Ulrika's just going like,
No.
Yeah.
like a sucking chest wound is healing up around everyone, like
Yeah, we're just not
a
looking
little
at
bit
it.
like bits of bullet and shrapnel are just popping out on the floor, and we're all
We're
just
just not
carrying on the
looking.
conversation around you.
Just,
It's
you know,
fine.
it's rude to stare.
It's fine. I mean, a girl's got to heal herself.
Is there?
I'm not even gonna heal mine. I don't feel alive unless I've got a little bit of damage.
I still have 2 superficial. I'm good. I just don't know what's going to happen in that courtroom. I didn't want to be like on any kind of line here. I don't want to go back into torpor again.
It reminds me, like, I feel like every coterie plays so differently.
Mm.
And some fear damage and some fear hunger. And I just like with this, it's so funny to see how y'all do not fear hunger because like the Seattle by Night coterie is like How much hunger you have? 0, 1, 0, 1. And it's like, oh, how much damage do you have? 4. Superficial. Like,
Oh my god.
we
No.
were always like so averse to like getting hungry, where we're like, oh, we'll heal eventually. We'll just stay not hungry.
I'd set up special lighting to change when the Seattle by night people got hungrier.
And they
Oh,
never
really?
used
I'm
it.
sitting there the whole time, and they're at like 1 or 2, and you can't even notice it. It's just like the most subtle like red thing, and no one figured it out at all. I go,
I feel
Wow.
like, you know, not to bleed into this game, but I feel like me and Jerry are the worst when it comes to like,
Jerry wants to be at 0.
yeah. He wants to be
hunger
at
is too
0.
much.
I like being at 1. Like I don't
Mhm.
like to go above 1 if I can help it. And if I'm above 1, then I have to focus on getting below 1. Like it's
Mhm.
like, or getting to 1. Like it's really weird to see.
It's so funny. I
Because
feel
y'all
like-
are hungry so much. You're always like, I'm at 5 hunger. I'm at 4. Definitely got to get a bite.
I just feel like we just feel like
I
it's
could
just
eat.
everywhere is a walking buffet. So we're just like, yeah, it's fine. There's people everywhere.
Well,
You got little
it's a
hamburgers
walking
walking around.
buffet, and also everywhere we go, something explodes or catches on fire,
Yeah,
or someone
that's
descends
true.
upon us. So I don't want I don't want to go back into a coma. Like I did a coma. It was all
Twice
right.
in one night, I think we'd
Yeah.
probably leave you for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we'd be like, she's not going to learn if we just wake her right back up again. Let's give her
Yeah.
a week to cool down.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my defense, I feel like a lot of the explosions are caused by you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
like,
I'm
no
not.
one's-
I did not mean that
Yeah,
you put us
100%.
into explosion.
Yeah,
I
there-
clearly
yeah.
said we walk into
my
or
Yeah.
we blow up. Or
Yeah, it's like, okay, scope out. What do I see? I'm like, oh, the smell of gasoline is heavy in the air. You see like a light flicker of something you see a light, you know, a wavy light. I'm like, okay, there's fire, there's gas.
Oh, whatever.
They're gonna
I run in
it out.
and start
yeah, I'm like, they're gonna
start
think about this.
smoking, so I
And they're
look
like,
cool.
Yeah, they're like, so I just started blasting, and I'm like, okay, well, that's
Well,
yeah.
me, I didn't know that idiot was in that car in the crow's nest.
I shoot myself in the head.
Yeah. No, but that was just a great moment where you're just like, either I die or you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just invested in her character. I wasn't going to try to heal because I know she wouldn't have that forethought. She would just want to kill somebody.
It's just calculated risks. That's all it is.
Mhm,
Yeah,
It's just
mhm.
calculated risks. It's fine.
You.
Life isn't fun without some risk. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Charlotte says as she kind of resumes her position at her desk. Vanessa is like sitting, you know, across the aisle from you, not making eye contact, cracking each of her knuckles one by one.
Mm.
And it's your turn. You hear a voice, it's like, you know, kind of displaced voice say, Dr. Charlotte Lamb, present your final point.
She sits there and organizes her papers and just stares directly at her opposing counsel for the duration. And gets up.
Okay.
Honorable kin. Sorry.
I love it.
Honorable kin. Here we are at the final chapter of this poor innocent vampire's hearing. I want for you to take into consideration that we are all fighting a beast inside us. That we are all struggling to win against that beast so that we can maintain the masquerade. I also say that anything that when we as vampires, when you create, you are also responsible for them. which would also state that his sins are Dr. McTavish's sins may not be his own. They are his maker's responsibility. And they should be they should be the ones held responsible for any matter that this poor person is on trial for. If you were in this same position, how would you feel that your maker set you to be in that situation? Take that with you. And she sits down.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel that Charlotte is making the case to their empathy?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your resolve and your insight.
Patrick, how hungry am I? I can't remember.
You are 0 hungry.
What?
Yeah,
Your
that's right.
bounce
That's
house
what we
murder.
The
had to
bounce
do that
house.
murder.
Oh, yeah.
The bounce house debacle.
All right. It was resolve and I'm sorry. What was the other?
Insight.
Insight. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would not be this chill if I had killed someone in a bounce house earlier on in the evening. I think this is very impressive stuff.
I have 3 successes.
Okay. Perfect. 3 successes. It's not bad at all. Vanessa kind of stands up and her heels click in that like sort of mechanical way on the nice marble flooring as she takes her place in like the center of this sort of circular area in front of the dais, and she says, yes, you're correct. This beast inside all of us. Some of us are more beast than we might even be kindred. I've never faulted a kindred for that. Now, we can place the blame of these actions on whoever we want, or we can face the very real reality that regardless of who is responsible for Mr. McTavish's actions, he is a danger to kindred. Regardless of whose fault it is, he's a problem that must be dealt with. As my opponent, or as I guess I should say defendant, has pointed out, the defendant's counsel has pointed out, yes, in our society, in good society, kindred are responsible for their progeny. But is it not also true that under no circumstances, without the call of the eldest, that we are not allowed to destroy another? And you hear like a murmur kind of go through the crowd. I would argue that we must look not at the 4th or the 3rd tradition, but at the 6th tradition, which is that the right of destruction belongs only to thine elder, and only the eldest can call for a blood hunt. But I'm not here to talk to you about outdated traditions. I am here to solve the simple matter that Mr. McTavish has snuffed out multiple bright young kindred who didn't deserve this fate. But I never thought I would have to sit here and defend him in this. I find it strange that anyone would. But that's not that strange, considering some of Dr. Charlotte's own beast. At this point, you see her kind of like motion, and a door opens on the side of the room, and you see Renee walk in, your interior decorator and consultant.
Well, it's just
Renee!
no.
He like waves at you all, and he's like, hello. She says,
Was he spying on us?
He's a full-service interior decorator. He's come to help with the case. We got the platinum package.
I look disgusted.
mm-hmm.
I am appalled that someone of such taste would also be such an asshole.
Like, she kind of like waits for you to finish and she's like, if you're done,
I'm never done.
Renee.
Hmm.
Did you or did you not express concerns about Dr. Charlotte Lamb's own character after it was brought to your attention by her coterie that she is addicted to the consumption of human organs? And you see Renee kind of like shift nervously, and he's like, well, I didn't say it was a concern. That's not what happened at all. I would like to point out that I never came to you. You came to me. And she cuts him off and she's like, no. Pull up exhibit B. And you see like a projector come down and there's a newspaper article on it. And on it says like, new serial killer in Seattle area. And it has, multiple accounts of people showing up at the hospital. And most recently, last night being charred to a crisp with organs missing.
Could be anyone.
And nicknamed the Ripper. She
How
says
original. Not
Could be anyone.
their job is to convey the news, Tabby, not make it
you gotta be
marketable.
snappy and witty with it. Come on, get a new copywriter. Anyway, go ahead.
Wow.
The organist. There, done.
The organ grinder.
That.
Oh yeah, these are all
done.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, great trial. See you all later. Thanks for the names.
Right?
I'm just digging on the newspaper.
I'm
sorry.
like sitting here. No, I'm like sitting here.
No.
There's got to be something like Washington, Oregon. Like there's got to be
Oh, God.
something there. Like
But
that was the
Tabitha,
name of a band, right?
it's Ripper, as if like you're ripping the organ out.
No, I get it. But it's like Jack the Ripper, like I don't know.
I keep thinking of like the Cascade
I thought it was good.
something.
I whispered
Like
to
Organ
Charlotte,
Le
I feel like you
Fay.
need a better name.
The
The organ.
Cascade Killer.
And there's
Yeah,
like, yeah, the Cascade Killer's pretty good.
Mm.
And you see like, there's like a lot of conjecture underneath the article where it's basically trying to ascertain whether or not there is a common MO or link between the killings. And the police are vehemently denying that it is a serial killer, but that they're isolated incidents. And you see her like wave at this and she's like, you're right. I did come to you, Renee, because I was concerned about suspicion or attention, negative attention falling on our kind. It's the last thing we need, especially with talk of Second Inquisition being active and operating in our city. And Renee, will you repeat to me what you repeated to our private hearing earlier this week? He kind of shifts them nervously and he's like, yes, the coterie did tell me that Dr. Lamb could only slake thirst by consuming organs, but they also seem to have it under control. And she's like, I didn't ask you what you thought of it. I think it's up to us to determine whether or not it's under control. I think it's up to the news to determine whether or not it's under control. I don't think it's up to you, Renee, interior designer, to determine what is or what is not under control. You were not called here for your judgment. You were called here for the information you possess.
Actually,
And do you work very closely? And do you object?
I object for because it sounded like. Are you criticizing that Renee cannot have an opinion because they are an interior designer?
I am criticizing that Renee cannot have an opinion because he was not called here for his expertise on such matters.
It just sounded like you were belittling him.
Yeah, he's not just an interior designer. And I'm going to stare at Renee and go, he's also a snitch.
Also,
It's true.
I'm not the person on trial here. Dr. McTavish is. And
I
anything,
am merely pointing out. that I believe Dr. Lamb is trying to create a precedent with Mr. McTavish's case so that when she is inevitably on trial, she can point to his case and try to absolve herself of all guilt. Sorry, words are hard. Of all guilt. The rest is up to your deliberation. And she kind of like turns on her heel and goes and sits down. Now comes the opposed roll. She will be rolling her manipulation pool because she kind of made a character attack more so than
That was a character attack.
more
I
so
say
than
that. That was a character attack.
more so than a real case, right?
Ulrika makes a note to find out her address.
Great.
And then with that, she's gonna roll. I think performance. Well, it's more like okay. No, we'll do performance. Okay. I also got 3. I actually don't know how ties work in social combat.
Yeah,
Consider
it's
the
super ambiguous who the acting vampire is.
It is they're both technically the acting vampire because of the way my inexperienced self set this up.
We're all learning together.
We're in a stalemate. It's 1-1 and then a draw.
I'm feeling anxious in real life now.
Like I don't
Well-
even know what what a following argument could be.
Trying to think like if we can like do a spirit bomb or something.
You can say, well, if you don't value his opinion for on you, then why should we value his opinion on if you eat organs or not? We can maybe turn it around to maybe, like I'm saying this out of character. We could maybe turn it around to be like, what if he's lying about it?
I also don't want to admit or deny that I don't.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So let's actually, because I was gonna say, normally I would have you take some superficial willpower damage from like having this kind of said at you in front of a room full of people who now know essentially like your deepest, darkest secret.
Mm-hmm.
But if you choose to play that it's not true or like not confirm or deny it, roll me your resolve and your willpower to just not show it on your face or in your demeanor at all.
Patrick, I actually technically have 1 crossed out of my willpower, right?
Yeah.
All right, making sure.
So you have 5 willpower.
Okay,
God. I don't think I've ever been this tense for a roll before, even ones where I was going to die if they went badly.
okay, so I have a crit
Okay.
and an additional 2 successes.
Okay. So you have 6 successes.
Nice.
So you play it very cool. You don't show it on your face at all. You do hear the murmurs behind you of people kind of discussing it. Now, normally, if you were humiliated in such a fashion, you would take 4 willpower damage.
Whoa.
But because there are people that are not sure if it's true, and because you've played it so cool, we're going to half that. So you only take 2. It is still unnerving. Because like I said, essentially your deepest, darkest secret has been brought out in front of everyone by Renee. But because you did such a good job of sort of controlling your facial expressions, it's a rumor and not a fact. You know, people are discussing whether or not there's any sort of merit to what this weak character attack she's essentially made. You reduced her social attack to a very weak character attack. Court is adjourned for an hour while they deliberate. And
That's
you're
very
not quite
rude.
sure which way it'll go. At this point, it's a 50-50. It's a roll of the die.
It's
I'm
very
going to go up
rude.
to Charlotte and just say, you're doing amazing. And I have never admired you more.
Oh.
And if they come for you, they come for me too.
Ulrika puts her hand on Dogfood's forehead to see if she has a fever, knowing that she won't have a fever because she's a kindred. But
So this is a character thing for Dogfood, is Dogfood cannot stand someone threatening her pack.
Oh.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's all like it's all fun and games until someone else is shitty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Don't talk about my
Like,
mom.
that's
or
like
don't talk
that's
about my
like someone
sister.
talking about
Like,
your sister
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And if someone's physically threatened, which is how Dogfood took that, Charlotte, by saying
Mhm.
you're going to be here as well, that is serious business. Can I try and stare down Renee? I want
Me
to
too.
try and just.
You're
Sorry.
currently like kind of all milling around in the
Mhm.
hall
Mm.
while they deliberate.
Yeah, I'm just going, I didn't like the white, actually. I'm insulting his decorating now.
Yeah, you see Renee's kind of standing off on one side and kind of like
A little
looks
crestfallen.
looks uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. He should. I gave him a lot of money and creative
license.
yes.
Mhm.
Rude.
And you see now that like Nell is talking to him, and you also see she doesn't look happy. But you also notice as she finishes talking with him that she doesn't come to your little circle like she did before.
Mm.
She kind of avoids that as well.
Mm.
And I think that's a great place as the court, comes back from its recess. I think that's a great place to call a break. But we will be back after this short break.